Okay, like I said, this is Flint Hills Chert. Okay, look at what we got here. We've got a gut hook. See this? Look at that flake removal. That's what that's for. See this? We have a flat place for our index finger placement. Okay? It's placed just like this. Holy cow, is this a lefty? I hope not. No, I believe this is a right-handed. Okay, so we've got our gut hook. Then we've got our sharp, rounded edge and what have you. Now, there's a third functionality here that's just a mind blower. And I'm going to tell you, I have studied these things under magnification, everything it's required, and I can tell you that there are 3 corner awls, okay? And the way these are used is this way. It was placed against, and I've, I do what archaeologists and all, they call it experimental archaeology. What I do, I call it science, because that's what it is. Experimentation is part of the scientific process of the scientific method, okay? That's what that is. And you can, and like I said, I'm just showing you a handful of stones here, but I have studied thousands and thousands of these things. And the wear on these 3 corner awls, often you can see it because there's a concavity. But the chipping to these corners, okay, the ones that come into contact at the steepest angles are the ones that are going to get the most wear. As a matter of fact, not all 3 corners are even going to come into contact. Often it's just 2, and the third is just because of stability with enough angle to actually cut. And what these do, because I have recreated this wear on many different types of stone, and I have done it by placing shallow divots in wood. Now, why would you need a shallow divot in wood? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? I'm sure a lot of you guessed it. Wood on wood friction. Fire. Now, in survival, wilderness survival, you can pull every wilderness survivalist out there, ask him what are the 2 main things you'd want to have in a wilderness survival situation. And I can tell you right now, the overall consensus will come down to the same 2 things. Your knife and a fire starter. You need to be able to cut and start fire. With those 2 things, you can pretty much create anything else you need. Plus, you got a rock out there you can use for a hammer. So, you know what I'm saying? This is the ultimate, survival tool. That's what these are. Yes, they are game process. You can process, I could process game as big as a white-tailed deer or a mule deer. I could process game that big. And trust me, as I said, I do science. I do experimental, work. And yes, I have done that with my own reproductions of these tools. I use the same principles and recreate these with the same types of stone. And yes, I can process a deer with this. More lithic reduction, but the same principles, even as we advance into, unifacial. And that's the whole thing with the Solutrean hypothesis. Ridiculous, man. Solutreans were doing bifacial, stuff. So what's all this uniface stuff about, And yeah, look at there. See that? Flake, 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 flake. That's right. That's uniface retouch, okay? How is something like that a tool? Oh, they could use it. And they talk about microliths. Microliths, they had to have been hafted, to a stick or something because they're too small. Bull. They're used just the exact same way, like that. Okay, that's a cutter. Here, does this satisfy your level wee fetish? That's about as prepared or a flake as you'll find. But it's all the same thing. It's the same principle, okay? I'm telling you, we're all standing knee deep in this stuff for as far as your eyes can see, okay? That's the problem with this thing called the science of human origins. All this is missing. None of this is included in that. Why? Because it doesn't fit the damn narrative, man. It's ridiculous, okay? I can go on and on. I can go on and on and on and on, and I will show you in each and every case thousands and thousands of these tools that are everywhere, okay? Everywhere. North America. Hey, look at that, a bipolar flake. What do you know? And look at all this flaking here. Look, produces sharp edge, and, everything isn't all about shiny bifacial projectile points. Get your head out of your butts, man. Use a little bit of common sense and apply a little bit of science, and you might come up with some real answers instead of all the speculation, pure speculation you use to dismiss valid evidence. And each and every case, when the numbers get pushed back beyond that, 18 or 20,000, oh man, they dismiss it with the stupidest stuff, like, what is it? Couldn't have these things been created by a turbulent water delivery system? Well, yeah, once you figure out how to develop enough velocity in the water to create, percussion flaking, yeah, maybe. And once you throw a load of rocks in your washing machine and see if you can't produce some comparison model. Wouldn't that be scientific of you? Instead of just preaching from your Darwin Bible, do some damn science. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, all you guys out there, I'm talking to all of you, you heard your names, and there's many more of you. But you know what? There's actual scientists involved in this science of human origins, which, I don't even believe you guys. Why do you even have science of human origins when you've already explained it, haven't you? Didn't Darwin explain it? Ridiculous, man. Try science instead of your whatever the hell it is. It's a religion because it's based on belief, not actual evidence. I go over this stuff. I mean, so much that I find really fantastic things like these that actually tell us something, that tell a little bit about the people, because I find these things, if I search these same areas, and I have several areas, I mean concentrations of these things, and they're not like just, I don't find them down here in the riverbed, I find these things all, the concentrations that I find, they all share similarities. Like they're all on the south-facing hill slopes near the tops or, of these hills, which just happen to overlook the Smoky Hill River Valley and or its tributaries. Now what could be advantageous about that? I mean, just use your heads, man. We're talking common sense, survival, which, what bovine citified Ivy League speculator would know a damn thing about it? All they know, they got a whole head full of flawed, incomplete, hand-me-down information. And, you know, it's just like a Bible to them, man. It's like the gospel. All of this, and like I said, knee-deep as far as your eyes can see, and it's all missing from the whole human origins equation. Why? Because somebody's out to make a name for themselves? Dennis? You know? Look at this. What is it? Well, it's a damn tool. We know that. And look at that. Bifacial. See that? And a little point, huh? Looks like some kind of awl. And look at there. Them edges. Hey, them were used. That was a tool. Jeez. I mean, I don't know. I can hardly contain myself because, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's truly ridiculous. And look, guys, I just passed the milestone of 100 subscribers, you know. I'm not after subscribers. What I want you to do is share these videos. Because this is science, man. This is the real thing here. This isn't just based on some hand-me-down freaking beliefs. You know, this is actual science. These are freaking tools. You want to dispute it? Bring some science, not damn speculation. You want to talk about, you know, you want to talk about steamroll effect? How hard would it be to produce a comparison model? Huh? Not that damn hard. It'd be a little bit too scientific, maybe, to do something like that. But I'm telling you, if you call yourself scientist simply because you own a lab coat and you got some damn framed parchment hanging above your desk, you're sadly freaking mistaken. You don't know jack about archaeology. I mean, if you can let this stuff just pass right under your nose and then dismiss it anytime somebody places it under your nose, something's wrong with you, man, because you're damn sure not doing anybody any good. And as a shareholder in this whole science thing called archaeology or anthropology or the human origins, I'm pretty disappointed with production because you guys haven't done anything. What you've done is accomplished this thing called paradigm paralysis, or as physicists more adequately term it, confirmation bias. And that's exactly what we've got. Confirmation bias. And you know what? I haven't even started on portable rock art, but I'm telling you right now, all you portable rock art enthusiasts, the portable rock art community, hold on to your hats because I've got just as strong evidence as far as portable rock art. I'm telling you right now, it's a fact, and it's I've got some great stuff coming up. So hope you enjoyed this one. A little irreverence, you know, but I mean I can't just remain calm about this kind of stuff. I mean, this is so ridiculous to just dismiss this stuff because why? Because you believe in something else. It's freaking ridiculous, man. Hey, I mean, I've had enough. And look at this, man. We're talking stone tools, man. Look. And like I said, stone tools. It's not all about, hey, whether man, whether you can follow the percussion, whether there's, bulbar percussion and conchoidal fracture. Hey, half of the stone can't even receive conchoidal fracture. But it was tools. They used the stone that was available and worked best for them. You see, lithic technology has nothing to do with cognitive abilities. It has to do with the tools that you use, okay? And until bifacial projectile points become the big thing, and yeah, that's right. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Clovis points, all right? Let's separate fact and fiction and ridiculousness. I mean, let's look at the actual evidence that we know about Clovis Points. And you're going to find a whole different story. Because you're wrong, they didn't bring them here following the damn mammoths. Now, yeah, they sure use these things to hunt mammoths and mastodon and all that. But, you know, then we discovered what? Pre-Clovis. There was actually people here before. And guess what? They were killing mastodons and mammoths back then. With what? Probably fire-sharpened spears? Think about it. So, why do they hold these Clovis points with such reverence? I mean, why were they, ritualized and such a big thing? I mean, why are they, cherished and treasured even then? Why were they? Well, you can look at a couple of things and you might be able to figure that out, okay? And it's just a little common sense. And, like I said, not all of these people involved in the science are just so ignorant, because some people have figured it out. When I first, searched on my first hunches, I found someone, she's, I believe, an anthropologist out of Italy. She'd already nailed it on the nose. She wrote it in her book, and it's pretty simple to figure out, okay? The thing is, and what cements it, is what has archaeologists scratching their heads, is why is there such a difference between the streamlined, points that they were using for hunting these giant, mammals, and the ones that were ritually broken and burned in pits? Now, why do you suppose there's a big difference? The ones that were ritually broken and burned in pits were much oversized and quite a bit different than these streamlined ones that, were adapted to hunting, okay? There's a reason why these things were cherished, and the meaning of them was, for the first time in North America, man finally was at the top. He was the apex predator. Until that time, he was subject to, the saber-tooths and the short-faced bears. You think about it. I mean, what defense is there against these things? There's really no defense in numbers. Maybe at the back of a cave with a fire at the front. But when they're out, they're hungry. They're going to pick you off. They're going to pick... And, you can't all be bunched up all the damn time because you're hunter-gatherers, right? So, at some time, you're not all going to be together, and they're going to pick you off. And once they get one of you, they're hungry, man. They're going to return for lunch daily, and they're going to pick people off. And there's not much defense. But you think about it, if you got a fire-sharpened spear and you're sticking it in a big cat's face or in a bear's face, you know what the first thing he's going to do? He's going to swat it. He's going to swat it aside. He's going to lunge, and your lunch, okay? Now, think about it. Same scenario. You got your spear with a Clovis point sharpened on both edges, big, long thing, pointing at this critter, okay? and he goes to swat it aside, and he's going to pull back a bloody stump. Guess what? They are no longer the apex predator. Man had finally climbed the chain. Okay? Now he's finally at the top of the food chain because he has actual defense, and it doesn't take numbers, doesn't take any of that. You know? He stands a chance one-on-one with one of these giant predators, whether they're dire wolves or the saber-tooth or the short-faced bear. Man might actually stand a chance with a Clovis point. And yeah, the oversized points that were ritually burned and broken in pits, guess what? That was the original Clovis points. That was the original design. They were adapted to hunting later. How stupid could you guys be? I mean, it's just pure logic, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I hope everyone out there gets this. My subscribers, you guys, I got to tell you, you guys have not managed to trade your own discernment for a unhealthy dependency upon authority figures, because that's all they are, is figures. They're not authorities. Okay? And that's just the way it is. And I can back all this up. I've got literally tons of evidence to support everything I've just said. I mean, it's ridiculous that I have to go through all this. I mean, it's just science, man. I don't know why, it can't be done by those that we pay to do it. Besides, the fact that their arrogance and egos and their complacency is just too great. That's all there is to it. I mean, there aren't any real scientists there because they don't allow them to be scientists, because the hierarchy of academia controls what science actually gets done, which is very little science. It's whatever you can do to prove their theory so that they can be, heap big whatever. That's all it's about, man. Not reality, not actual science. Right here is actual science. So if you want to dispute it, come on, bring on some science. The thing is, I've only had a couple of people that, had negative comments on any of my videos. And I can tell you, these guys, they're like collectors slash, dealers of these ancient rare artifacts. And you think about it, man's been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. How can any of this stuff be rare? Seriously. So, guys, like I said, I don't care about subscribing or any of that stuff, but what I would love for you to do, if you would, please share these videos, especially this right here, because this is hard evidence, and I've got plenty more, and I haven't even gotten to the portable rock art part of it yet. But yeah, we're coming with that next. But we want to go ahead and address archaeologists with something they actually believe in, which is lithics. Of course, not these lithics. This is all just, natural occurring rocks. Not. Anyways, I got worked up enough over this deal. So, like I said, guys, share my video, and just wait. I'm coming out with another one for all you rock art enthusiasts, and it's going to be a doozy as well, because it's the same thing. It's pretty much indisputable. May not come as far as, scientific theory, which I do have scientific theory right here as far as the lithics. Some theory, some hypothesis when it comes to the rock art, but we'll see, because it it does align with other, you know, theories that are widely accepted currently, this rock art thing. And we'll go ahead and present that next time. Hope you guys liked this video. I did get a little irreverent, but hey, I can't help it, man. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, okay? So, comment and share the video. That's all. Share it with as many people as you can. And the next one, maybe then, when you share that one, you can finally say, you know, wholeheartedly, those 4 words you've been waiting to say for so damn long. I told you so. Okay? That's when we know we've accomplished what we need to accomplish. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye now.